Hey y'all, welcome to this video. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about Detroit Become Human 7 years later. First of all, I want to address, I've been knew about this game. I just never played it before, but I definitely watched it. I watched all the playthroughs on it. I watched the walkthroughs on it. I think my first time ever watching this game, I watched it from this other YouTuber named Chris Move. I don't think y'all know who that is. It was either Rad Brad or Chris Move is where I watched it from. The first playthrough, like back when this game first came out, back in 2018, something like that. So this is my first time actually playing through it and playing for myself and getting that experience. And I just want to say this game is a 10 out of 10. This game is peak. It didn't even take me 5 days to complete this whole game. I think I bought this game. It was on sale on the PlayStation Store. So I bought this game. It was like $10 at the time. I don't know if they still got that deal up or not, but I think I purchased this either last Thursday, Friday, or Saturday, and I just got done with it literally Tuesday morning, or was it Tuesday, or it was a Monday morning, one of those 2 days. But yeah, it didn't even take me 5 days to complete this game. I got through Carr's story, Connor's story, Marcus' story. I mean, you have to if you want to complete the whole game and get a ending, obviously. But the main 3 topics I'm going to be talking about this video, obviously I'm going to be talking about which character I like the most, which arc I like the most out of Carr, Connor, and Marcus. And then I'm going to be talking about the dynamics of the characters, how they, like, who peaked the most, who I hated the most, which one I didn't like. And just overall, first of all, I want to say the graphics was good, the audio was good, everything was good about this game. But it's just one thing I didn't like about this game, honestly. It's just one thing. And in this video, I'm kind of just free roaming, just free roam talking about this, not really going off no script, because I don't really like to make a script for these type of videos. I just like to, after I play something, whether I enjoyed it or I disliked it, I just like to go off, what I think the first time before I go through a second playthrough. Okay, obviously everybody past and decisions will be different. Somebody else that played this game, past and decisions will be totally different than mine. And somebody who did play this game will probably be the same or close to mine. But like I'm saying, it's a lot of past and decisions you can go down with each character and each character's arc. Now, to start off with Marcus, I feel like him and Connor was the best characters in this game, honestly. So with Marcus, I chose to go down the peace path, because I felt like if you lead a rebellion, that's not going to do anything. That's just going to make them hate you and resent you even more. So I chose to go down the peaceful path, everything like that. Because I felt like it was no need of going down a violent type of path. It was no need for that. In the end, when I got to the ending, it turned out good because Marcus was able to save the deviants and they was able to get their rights and be free. So I felt like that was the path I wanted to go down, and that's what I did, and I felt like it was a success. It was a huge success. Him and North are lovers. Simon, he survived. The deviants, they free. Now, Josh, he died for me because, honestly, I didn't like Josh. And I did not know this, but I did not choose to shoot Simon. When we was on the roof and we just got done with the broadcast, I chose to not shoot Simon. And I be dang, a mission later, 2-3 missions later, Simon, he reappears. Simon was saved. I don't know how he made it out, but he made it out. He survived. He reunited back with the group. And I was like, okay then. So I'm glad I didn't end up shooting him. I'm glad I kept him alive. So I really like how Marcus' story turned out and the art. And at the beginning of Marcus' story, with the rebellion and all that, like, okay, with the old man Carl, the one he was taking care of, and his son Leo, I chose to not fight back. I chose to stay peace, stay non-violent, everything like that. Even at the start of the game, when Marcus is going to pick up the paints and the protesters are pushing me around, I chose to stand down and not do anything violent. I don't know if they gave me an option to do that. I'm pretty sure it was an option to fight back or push back or something like that, but I chose not to. So yeah, I like that all the past I went down with Marcus. To be honest, I like his character arc the most. So that's what I have to say about Marcus. Marcus was a 10 out of 10 character in my opinion. They couldn't have done a better story with him, honestly. Second, with Connor, I chose to go the human route. You can go the machine route or you can go the human route. But I chose to go the human route. Well, I think some people call it deviant or whatever, man. But yeah, I chose to go the human route because I feel like the best decisions or the best path to go down with Connor is to let Hank be our friend, betray Amanda, and become a deviant and help Icon or help the androids be free in the end, by the end of the game. So that's what I think the best path is when I play with Connor and everything like that. Now, when it got down to the missions, like when we was hunting down the deviants, I always caught the deviants. I got the mission done. I always completed the mission. Well, except for the one time when me and Hank was chasing the deviant, and I decided to let him go to save Hank. So, yeah, I always save Hank no matter what. No matter what type of mission we was in with the deviants, I always chose to save Hank. But I always got it. I always completed the mission, though. But if it came down to saving Hank or finish the mission, I was always going to save Hank. I did that like 3-4 times in this game. And you're going to see that if you played it or when you play it, you will see that when you get on Connor, on his parts. And then another thing I realized is if you notice how Hank's son died, I think his son name was Cole. Connor kind of replaces Cole. Connor takes up that role as the son Hank always wanted. So that's also a reason why I did that or went down that path. I just felt like it was better, bro. It ain't no need for Hank and Connor to hate each other. It ain't no need for Connor to become a machine, stay a machine, all that dumb stuff. No, I feel like the best path to go down was to let Hank be our friend and all that. And Hank and Connor relationship is very, very wholesome, honestly. It's very, very wholesome. Yes, baby. Last on the list for decisions and paths is Carr. Now, Carr, I decided to go with the Alice one, the one where we kept Alice and we was her mother and everything like that. I didn't go with no other route because honestly, I didn't see what was the point of us. We've been with this little girl the whole game. We see how she got treated in the first parts of the game. So, why would we want to close ourselves off or distance ourselves? Now, I don't know how many paths else you could take with Carr and Alice and Luther, that whole storyline and arc. I don't know what you could do, how many other different endings you can get. But I don't... all I know is I got the ending where Carr and Alice stayed together. Luther did die, unfortunately, because he sacrificed himself in a camp. But I'm pretty sure it's a way you can avoid the camp altogether, honestly. I know it's an ending where y'all can go to the border. But just on my first playthrough, yeah, that's the ending I got. And I know it comes to a part where you are in Jericho. And that's when Luther tell us about Alice. Now, I kind of knew that Alice was a android from the beginning, but I didn't because I haven't played it. That was my first time ever playing Detroit Become Human. But I remember watching it, like I said before, and I was like, isn't the big secret that Luther tell us is that she's an android or something like that? She's like them. But I didn't remember or not, so I ain't want to, be like that. But when the option did come up, I chose to. It's either two options. You could distance yourself, or you could get close and just be with her forever. And yeah, I chose to be with Alice forever because there was no need for me to go down that path. That's just, if you picked that path or went down that, that's just cold hearted right there. I don't know what to tell you. That's crazy right there, man. But yeah, it really ain't nothing to it. The car's path. She's with the little girl Alice, and then she meet Luther along the way, and then that's Lotco. I don't know whatever his name is. He was so weird, bro. I knew that was a trap. I felt that was a trap, but yeah, that's the path I decided to go down with Car. I didn't see any other path to really go down other than that with the little girl. Okay, for my second topic on which character peaked the best, and what I mean by that is, which character storyline was, because they started out somewhere. They started out at the lowest of the low, bottom tier, and then they peaked. By the final ending, by the final act, they peaked. Their character storyline peaked. So I say which character storyline peaked the most. It's a hard decision, really. We're going to eliminate Car, honestly. We're going to just eliminate her, get her out of here. It's really between Marcus and Connor, in my opinion. This is my opinion. So, honestly, it's hard to tell because Connor, he has a great relationship with Hank by the end of the game. But first of all, at the beginning of the game, him and Hank has a rough relationship. It's hard, it's troubled, everything like that. Hank hates him. And then by the end of the game, and once again, this all depends on what path you go down. By the end of the game, I went down the good path with Hank and Connor. Hank and Connor are best friends. Hank look at Connor as his son and everything like that, and we get the good ending. But then with Marcus, he starts out, he's taking care of an old man. Stuff goes down the drain when that old man's son, Leo, comes in and causes him to have a heart attack. Once again, this was not Marcus' fault at all. Marcus never caused any trouble. He gets shot, thrown out, and it's like, what? But then you get to the end of the game, you go down, I went down the peaceful path with Marcus, and Marcus, everything's peaked with him. He's leading the deviants. He's going to free the deviants. He's leading a peaceful path. He's doing everything right. He has a girlfriend, a lover with North. He has great friends with Simon and Josh. Now, I don't know if you let Josh stay alive, but in my playthrough, I let Josh die on purpose because freak Josh. I don't like Josh. So everything goes right. But honestly, this is according to how you play the game. So honestly, it's a 50-50 for me, but I'm going to just leave it as a tie. I think Marcus and Connor both had the best peak out of this game. And I eliminated Car because I just don't see, it's just, how can you compare her story to Marcus and Connor's story, in my opinion. But that's just me, honestly. Okay, y'all, for my last and final topic, the only problem I had with Detroit Become Human is Car's story. To me, and this is in my opinion, right? I'm not saying this for somebody else because they could have total different feelings, but I'm saying this for me. Car's story was so boring to me. It felt more like a DLC. I felt like that should have been like a little side story to play through, to go through. I felt like it didn't matter that her path and her story, her actions didn't mean nothing to the main story. I felt like the main objective was out this game was to get the deviants free. Now, obviously, it's different paths you can take to go down. Like, you can go, I think if you decide to go down that rebellious path with Marcus, they don't get free. But it's like, if you go down that peaceful path, they peaceful protesters, they not wrecking stuff, damaging stuff, killing people, all this, then I felt like, it's going to work because it's you going in with peace. But it's pretty obvious, right? If you go in with rage and violence, you're gonna get nothing but rage and violence. You go in with peace, then it's a little chance you gonna get, basically what's that saying people say? You treat others how you would want to be treated. Basically like that. That's how I look at it. But honestly, bro, I felt like, and mind you, doing my first playthrough, Cara she only crossed roads with them one time, and that's when they get to Jericho. That's it. But other than that, man, I felt like Cara's story was boring. It was no need to have it in there. It was no point of having it in there. But yeah, I get it. I get that she's the mother. She saves Alice from the abusive father or whatever, and Alice comes in as her not Alice, but Cara comes in as Alice's protector and all that. But yeah, man, I just don't know. That was the only bad thing I can say about this game. But other than that, this game was a 10 out of 10. It was peak. I'm going to do a second playthrough where I switch everything up, see what other endings I can get. And yeah, this was a good game. I wish I didn't play it this late, though. I wish I didn't play it 7 years later. I wish I would have played it when it dropped, but I didn't have a PlayStation 4 back then. I had an Xbox One. So, yeah, unfortunately, I couldn't play this until 2025, but I'm glad I did because this game was awesome. It was peak. But that's all I got to say for this video, man. That's my review on Detroit Become Human, and I'm glad I played it. So, hope you have a good day. Hope you all enjoyed this video if you're still here. And, yeah, peace.